Hello everyone, and welcome to this tutorial for my arrangement of the Christmas carol Silent Night. I aimed in this arrangement for something that was very sweet and dreamlike and ethereal, something that might fit perfectly at the end of a Christmas Eve service, perhaps, as everyone is standing in a circle with their lighted candles. Of course, it would be perfect in that kind of setting, but in many other settings as well. Because I was aiming for something like that, there's a lot of seconds and sixths in the voicings, things like that. The left hand does a lot of meandering around those kind of voicings. And I would say that presents probably the biggest challenge to this arrangement, is how weaving and winding the left hand can be. The melody, I've kept it pretty, at least for the first two verses of it, pretty unadorned. It's just a simple one-note melody played by your right hand, and it's your left hand that really carries the feel and the mood and the arrangement itself moving forward. And so the challenge there, because of its movement, is mastering the fingering. I would say it is worth your time to as you begin practicing this, to work out what your fingering is going to be. I put in fingering marks because I knew that was so important. I put those in there. It's a good starting point. It's the fingering that I use that works for me, but you may find with your hand shape and size and your own preferences that you may want to change that. I would suggest you do so if you want, and that you make that one of your first priorities as you work on this. Get the fingering right, because once you get the fingering right, then it's really just a matter of reading the notes and you're good to go. That can be especially important with these walking thirds here. One note that I did want to make is at measure 27, and then this will pertain to other parts as well throughout the arrangement. You'll notice that the dynamics do not change much. I give you a piano at the beginning, and then in verse 2, I give you a mezzo piano. At the climax, I only give you a mezzo forte. It doesn't get any louder than that, and then it goes back to a piano at the end. And so, going back to measure 27, well, there are moments when your right hand plays full chords, and your left hand, particularly at the climax, is playing lots of eighth notes and moving around. It is not meant to be a virtuosic, big, powerful arrangement. It's meant to be sweet. And so while these chords at measure 27 and the arpeggios before that are tempting to play very full and loud, they're really meant to just be full sounding soft chords. Just very gentle, kind of angelic almost. So don't forget that. While we're on that subject, let's just get to the climax part. So what I'm talking about is starting at measure 58. We go into a little transition that's 7 measures long. And you may, if you are a purist or one who pays attention to details, you may notice that I spelled all of these notes wrong. It should be, well, this measure is correct, but as soon as I get into the sharps, it really should be staying in flats because we are in the key of E flat. However, that means that at times you're going to be reading C flats and some other spellings that are just not easy to read. And so I purposefully manually went into my notation software and notated these measures in ways I thought would be easier to read, but not necessarily authentic or correct to music notation rules. So this is actually a B chord, and this is an E chord, and this is a C sharp minor 7 chord, and as opposed to a C flat chord, C flat major chord, or an F flat major chord. You get the idea. So I hope that makes it easier for you to read. It certainly does for me. That's why I did it that way. And Yeah, it's a build up, and you've got a crescendo here. But my strong encouragement to you is that you don't get any louder than a mezzo forte. This is silent night. This is silent night, not loud night. And so while you've got full chords in your right hand and lots of movement in your left, and you're going through a kind of modulation here, dancing around some other chords and things, don't let yourself get carried away. Keep it gentle. Keep it soft and sweet. And then that goes for this section. You will notice that I do carry out the chords in your left hand in this part, and at the beginning, the first verse, the chord in your left hand spreads itself out over 2 measures before you get back down to a bass note. And so the pedal marking indicates that you hold it down for those 2 measures. And I think while that may seem like a small detail, it's significant because that helps to maintain that sense of etherealness that you're going for. If you're playing such a full section softly, keeping the pedal held down there kind of reinforces the etherealness of it and can help keep you from wanting to bang it out too loud. If you retake the pedal there, then you, at least for me, it does something mentally. I feel like I've got to make the left hand stronger so that I don't lose the momentum there if I retake the pedal, and then that just, the implications of that is I just end up playing the whole section louder. So I think that's it. It's pretty straightforward arrangement. Other than that, any other indications, any other interpretive elements that I wanted you to know, I put in the sheet music itself. And I hope you enjoy this arrangement, and I hope to make more like this. Thanks for watching.